Okay, yeah? Okay.
Assalamu alaikum, Mustafa.
Salam, brother. How are you?
Walaikum salam. How are you? How are things otherwise?
Doing great. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah. Good to see you, after a long time, actually. Good.
Inshallah.
Okay. Shahul, are we ready to start?
Yeah, we are ready to start, Salim.
Okay.
Okay. Shall I
Oh.
meeting call to order?
Yeah.
Meeting call to order. I welcome you all for yet another interesting business series of Tamil Arab Business Forum, TAB. But there is a great saying, you have not come this far to come this far. With that great note, at the troubled times, how we are going to achieve the furthest far. So once again, I welcome all the guests and our star speaker and entrepreneur, inspirer for many of the youngsters in and around India as well as around the globe. With that one, I hand over this mic, rather this is a new term, we can say that mic and camera, to the president of Tamil Arab Business Forum, TAB, to Mr. Shahul Hamid. Shahul Hamid.
Thank you, Mr. Malik. Good evening. Assalamu alaikum and Malay Vanakangal. It's a great pleasure and privilege to welcoming you all to this inspirational knowledge sharing business meeting. I could see that many of you joined from various parts of this globe. Thanks very much. Today's chief guest, Mr. C Mustafa, an inspirational young entrepreneur. We are really thankfully welcoming you to accept our TAB invitation in your busy schedule to share your life journey with all of us. Once again, from bottom of my heart, I am welcoming Mr. C Mustafa and all the other participants of this great online business meeting. Thank you very much. Over to Mr. Saleem, our TAB advisor and the man behind organizing this such great event. Over to Mr. Saleem Mohideen.
Thank you. Thank you, Shahul. Thank you very much. And, I would like to welcome, all of you who have come in their busy schedules, and attending this, online virtual Zoom meet. And I would hereby welcome our Executive Director from India, Mr. Naushad Ali, to introduce the our chief guest and the keynote speaker. Mr. Naushad, over to you.
You have to unmute and speak, Mr. Naushad.
Sorry. Good evening to all. Your attitude, not your aptitude, will determine your altitude. Our beloved keynote speaker is the exemplification of the saying and the epitome of synergy, hard work, true passion, and the reason to believe in yourself. Journey of our keynote speaker humbly started in Kerala, born and brought up in the remote village in Wayanad district of Kerala. Son of a daily wage worker, even a child daily wage worker, school dropout to school topper, computer science engineer from NIT Calicut, started as MNC employee in India, worked in many MNCs in Middle East and Europe across, MBA from IIM Bangalore, and a very successful entrepreneur and CEO for thriving company Fresh Bangalore. Everything starts with a spark. With a new idea, he co-founded the company Fresh Food, along with his cousins in 2005, 2005, started with the initial investment of 25,000, is now a professionally run organization that currently prepares in 45 plus cities across India and US and UAE. To its credibility and vision, ID Fresh Food has raised funds from Premji Invest, Asim Premji's investment arm, and Hilon Venture Partners. The company's latest invention, iD's Q's and fry butter batter, has been commended across the globe for its innovation. Our keynote speaker has been lauded with many prestigious awards such as Forbes Tycoons of Tomorrow, India Today Make in India Award, JCI National Award, Vocational Excellence Award, Entrepreneur India Award, IM Bangalore Distinguished Alumni Award. Today, his business, the most unique and innovative packaged food company, selling idli, vada, dosa, bada batter, about to become billion-dollar brand. Most importantly, our keynote speaker is part of our Prime Minister's Champion of Change, a team with a vision to build a new India by 2022. Our keynote speaker, a prodigy for believe in yourself and never give up your hope. And your attitude defines and delimits your level of success. Overall, our keynote speaker, a package of right attitude for success and absolutely a true ambassador for motivation to all the startup entrepreneurs. Our TAB Tamil Arab Business Forum is so privileged to honor and present our esteemed keynote speaker, none other than our C Mustafa, co-founder and CEO of ID Fresh Food. We hereby welcome him to give his thoughts, wisdom, vision, and takeaway message to all our TAB members and esteemed guests from India and across the globe. To take it further, I hand over the meeting to today's moderator, Mr. Mohideen Saleem, Head of Treasury Trading Financial Market Riyadh, and our TAB advisor. Over to you, Mr. Mohideen Saleem.
Thank you, Naushad. Thank you. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to all. First, on behalf of TAB, I'd like to welcome our chief guest today, my dear friend and an ex-colleague, Mr. C Mustafa. He's the CEO of ID Fresh Foods Pvt Ltd from Bangalore. And I, from bottom of my heart, thank him for accepting our invite for this meet and dedicating his valuable time amid his busy schedule for this virtual Zoom meet. I would also like to welcome all the TAB Forum members and our esteemed guests who have joined this meeting during their busy schedule. TAB as a business forum supports existing business owners, entrepreneurs, supporting and promoting aspiring entrepreneurs. And this was established 3 years ago. And we regularly conduct such events for development of our business community in Saudi and as well as globally. I'm indeed honored and privileged to be moderating a meeting with my lovely friend, C Mustafa, discussing his and iD's success story and his valuable thoughts on managing businesses successfully amid challenging conditions. I know him as a colleague. We are good friends and we are still connected. In short, he's a very humble, hardworking, very innovative, talented. I have to, if I start saying this, it will go on and on. So I'll stop here. His younger years, more specifically, is almost very similar to my younger years in terms of struggle and the challenges that he faced. Hence, I always get emotional whenever he speaks about his younger years. If I do get emotional today, please bear with me. Today, me and Mustafa will have the sessions, and I wanted to keep it very interactively and a very friendly manner, rather than a professional meeting. That's what wish of Mustafa as well. Now, I would like to keep it like a coffee with current type of meeting, which is very casual. We speak our heart and mind professionally, but strictly related to business only. So the dress code that we've chosen, we haven't come in blazers. It's very casual. And the discussions will be related to his success and managing business and sharing his experiences. With this, I welcome Mustafa. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much for accepting the invite. For the interest of the audience, and I see today a lot of young generation audience, that future of India and globe are there in the meeting. And I want your life and your success to be inspiring and very, thought-provoking for them, so that they become, future achievers and future successful, young talent of the global world. Tell me about your childhood days, Mustafa, and the struggles that you went through to get here, mainly targeting our younger generation.
Thank you, Brother Saleem. In the name of God, peace be unto you. Thank you again for inviting me here. Such a great honor to be here among all these great leaders and superstars. And it's a very happy moment to share a stage with one of my best friend during my Saudi days. Thank you again for coaching me during my younger age and mentoring me during those days. Let me introduce myself. I'm C Mustafa, CEO of iD. We make world's best food, idli. I don't have to tell you about idli, and since the name itself, connotes, idli has to be a part of your diet, right? Because when I usually speak about idli with outsiders, I need to introduce what's idli. But in this case, I am skipping that. So about me, I come from a very remote village in a beautiful place called Wayanad in Kerala. If you've not been to Wayanad, that's a must-visit place. It's a very beautiful place. My village was so remote during those days that we had no electricity in my village. We had no roads in my village. I had to walk miles to my school. Government's midday meal scheme was the biggest motivation factor for me to attend the school, because my dad was a coolie. As he was finding it difficult to meet both ends of the family, I ended up doing coolie job at the age of 10 with him. I used to get paid 8 rupees during those days per day. For working for 10 hours a day, I used to get paid 8 rupees a day. I had a dream during those days, and that was to eat breakfast. Because 3-time meal was a distant dream during my childhood days. Breakfast was a luxury. I was very poor in my studies, because studies were not given importance. At least eating 2 meals a day was more important than studying. I was a school dropout. But the motivation of my parents and my teachers, I went back to school and became a school topper in less than 1 year. I then ended up doing my engineering computer science from NIT Calicut. Got a campus offer from a company called Manhattan Associates in Bangalore with a salary of 14,000 rupees per month. My dad thought it is per year, because he was getting paid around 800 rupees in a month for working in a farm, 30 days a month. And here I was getting 14,000 rupees for working 25 days in a month. He couldn't believe it. He literally thought it is my annual salary, until I handed over my first month's salary to my dad. Seeing my first month's salary, my dad literally cried, because he had never seen that kind of money in his lifetime. With that money, he cleared all the debts. We didn't have a home during those days. I then worked with few MNCs in India, UK, and Middle East. In Middle East, I started my career with Samba, Saudi American Bank. That's where I met Saleem. I then moved to Dubai. I worked in Dubai for a while. I came back to India in 2003 time, after my marriage. Overall, what I've learned, our background doesn't matter. Determination matters. As I mentioned to you earlier, my dream during those days was to eat a breakfast every day. And thank God, today we touch the life of 1 million people with the world's best food, idli. We make batter for around 1.4 million idli every single day. And that is not by chance, it's by choice. It's a sweet revenge. I really enjoy it. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mustafa. Thanks for your, nice introduction in your own way. Then, you said, you started your career as an engineer, and I know you as an engineer because you were a programmer with Samba, and you still look the same. There's no difference. You maintained yourself very well. What made you think to leave the good job where you're getting, nice salary at Samba and to go for higher study at IIM, which is one of the prestigious institutions, and start ID?
I had a cushy job in Samba. That's true. When my manager moved to Dubai, I moved along with him to Dubai. I worked in Dubai for a while. But one thing that was, really, worrying me, or one thing was really worrying for me was, I was very lucky for my village. We were the poorest in the village. We didn't have a home, but within, 2 years of working in Samba, I became the richest in the village. We built a home for my parents, arranged wedding for my sisters, all, cushy job. But then something was missing. I was able to have this biryani every day, but there were a lot of people out there who were not able to eat idli every day. I'm talking about my village itself. And that's when I decided to come back to India with an objective of creating employment for smart kids from my village. I struggled hard to get into IIM Bangalore. I was a very poor, below average student. I was very weak in analytics. But then to get into campus like IIM Bangalore, I need very high analytical skills. I practiced for 2 years, 2 hours every day after my Fajr prayer in the morning. And that was good enough for a below average student like me to get into IIM Bangalore. Hard work results. During my MBA days, I used to chat with my cousins who used to be my childhood friends as well. My cousins were running a small-time kirana store in a place called Indiranagar in Bangalore. This store had an idli dosa batter supplier who was supplying idli dosa batter in a plain pouch with a rubber band on the top. You will still see in some part of Chennai even today. This batter had all sort of quality complaints, service issues, and hygiene complaints. And many times, customers ended up getting free cockroaches along with the batter. This batter had a sticker outside. Sometimes the sticker would be inside. My cousins tried to fix the issue with the vendor multiple times. It didn't work out. And that's when we thought, why don't we try to fix it ourselves? So we started very small. We started in a 50 square feet area of a kitchen. All what we had was 50,000 rupees. With this 50,000 rupees, we bought one grinder, one mixer, one sealing machine, one weighing scale, and a second-hand TVS scooty. Our job was to go to market every day, buy rice and dal, come back, then clean it, wash, soak it, grind it, mix it, ferment it, then pack it. Next day morning, load it on the second-hand TVS scooty, go to the market ourselves and sell it ourselves. It was a back-breaking work. Our shirt would be soaked to sweat. It was not an easy job. It took us 9 months to sell 100 packets a day. It took us 9 months to get 20 stores. But we didn't give up. We're pretty confident that we'll be able to make it a success one day. Determination works. That's the past. Today, ID is a close to around 2,000 crore brand
Wow.
spread across 45 cities in four countries, 30,000 outlets. We are a team of 2,000 people, and we serve world's best food, idli.
Right. Great.
Not chance, it's by choice.
I completely agree. I know your determination here, and your determination has grown much higher. After you have started ID and you have done your MBA in IIM Bangalore. I know you personally. You're a very ethical person because ethics stands in front of you. I'm really amazed, and I would want to ask you, how can you run your business so ethically and yet you're very successful? Mustafa.
So in my village, if a businessman cheats someone, let's say a real estate guy cheat, a seller or buyer, right?
Okay.
So the natural, what do you call the natural dialogue from the villages would be, he's a businessman. He can cheat. That's
Yeah.
the perception about us, about businessmen in the villages. And that's where I come from. What I have learned is business cannot be built by compromising values. Businesses cannot be built without ethics. ID is built based on strong ethics. I'll be proud to narrate the story to my grandchildren one day in future that I am part of a team who built a multi-billion-dollar business without taking shortcuts, without compromising values. I can go on and tell you many stories. For the interest of time, probably I can share one story with you if time permits, Saleem.
Please go ahead.
Okay, probably a couple of things about the ethics that we follow at ID. One, we don't take interest, we don't pay interest. Even today, ID is a zero debt, zero liability company. It was not an easy journey. It was a holy war, right? Every day we had to go through tough times. We started ID business in Bangalore, and over a period of 6 years, we started becoming sort of, a household name in Bangalore. So in 2011, around 9 years ago, we went to Chennai. We thought we were wasting our time in Bangalore. We should be spending our time in the Mecca of Italy in Chennai. So we went to Chennai. We started. We had some savings from our profits from the company in Bangalore. We used that money to set up a reasonably good factory in Chennai, in a place called Valsaravakkam in Chennai.
Okay, near my home.
After starting the factory and launching the batter, we learned that the batter is a very tough business in Chennai. It is not easy to sell batter in Chennai. We were selling batter at 40 rupees a kg at that time. And there was unbranded batters being sold at 20 rupees a kg. My raw material price was actually more than 20 rupees. So there was no way for me to make this business profitable at that kind of a pricing. So we started learning more about it. What we've learned is there were this unbranded players who were buying this public distribution system rice, which is being sold at 1 rupee a kg. For political reasons, I'm not naming the name. I'm not naming the rice, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
it's being sold at 1 rupee a kg. They were buying this rice, adding heavy dose of soda in it, and making idli dosa batter and selling at 20 rupees a kg. It was unethical. It was unhealthy. Now, looking back, when we started selling idli dosa batter in Chennai, we started losing money. We started losing money and we didn't have any finance to support. We were not able to pay salary to employees. This was around 8 years ago.
Wow.
Over almost 6 months, we were not able to pay salary to employees. We literally struggled. We had 3 options in front of us during this difficult time. One was to borrow money from the bank and sustain the business, pay salary to employees, and somehow recover. But we decided that we will not take that route. Even if this business has to be shut down, we said no, we won't touch interest. It's unethical, we would not take that route. Our next option was to follow the unethical, unhealthy practice being followed by local players in Chennai. We said, we will never compromise on values. We will not take that route. There's only one option left in front of us, which was to shut down Chennai plant, sell all the assets, use that money to pay salary to our employees. We took that route. We had to shut down our plant. We had to shut down a Chennai operation. Whatever money we had gained for almost 8 years, the whole thing was invested in Chennai plant, and everything was lost in a single day because we didn't want to take shortcut. We didn't want to do an unhealthy, unethical practice. We didn't want to take bank interest. And that's how this business is built.
Thank you. Thank you. I could imagine actually, because you're a man of principles actually. You went through a lot of struggles. I've heard, one of your struggle that you faced, when you had your Chennai plant. Apart from this, what would be your toughest decision that you took, but you're very happy about it?
I had told this story once in Harvard, but I'll repeat it for you since you asked me, Saleem, about it.
Okay.
This was again in the year of 2008-9 time. I had quit a well-paid job in IT and moved to ID. I call it IT to ID. I was getting paid in 6 digits, and when I moved to ID, I was getting paid around 10,000 rupees a month because ID could not afford to pay me more. It was a very tough time, around 11 years ago. Business was doing okay in Bangalore, but we needed money to scale up the businesses. And idli dosa business was not a fancy business. If it was a pizza business, somebody would have invested. And we didn't want to take the interest-based loan as well. So there was no one willing to invest in the company called ID or the business of idli. And we didn't have a interest-free loan option available or debt option available in India. So we thought the only option for us will be to sell more using existing infrastructure. So we had only 4 vehicles at that time. So using those 4 vehicles, we thought we should sell more products. And that's how we launched a product called Diamond Cuts. Diamond Cuts, I don't know what you call in Tamil. It's in Malayalam, we call it Pettiyappam. I don't know what is called in Saleem.
Yeah. Yeah.
The diamond shaped.
Pettiyappam.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's
Snack
item,
sort of stuff.
Snacks item. And it had 2 flavors, a sweet version and a chili version. And chili version was doing very well in the market. That time we were doing a revenue of around 1 crore a year and was somehow able to manage both ends of the business. But we are not able to grow. And this was a great opportunity for us. This product started doing well in the market. One day, I got a call from Taj Hotel in Bangalore. The chef called me directly and said he wanted to buy thousands of kgs of chili flavored diamond cuts from me. It was a dream come true situation for a startup entrepreneur. If you look at the stage we were in at that time. We were struggling to pay salary. We were struggling to expand the business. We somehow wanted to grow the business. This order value was so great that this order value would be close to around 1 crore, which was my annual revenue. Single order value was around 1 crore rupees, which was like my annual revenue, which means I could actually double my revenue in 1 year, and highly profitable business. It would have given me around 25 lakhs rupees of profit, single order. And that time we were struggling and, struggling to pay even 10,000 rupees salary a month to me. So we thought there's light at the end of the tunnel. We've struggled enough. Almighty God is giving us a way to, come out of this crisis. Entire team was energized. We thought we will really make it big. But I was a businessman. Being a businessman, my role is to solve customer problems. Basically, to understand customer problems and solve it for the customer. So I talked to the Taj chef. I met Taj chef and I talked to him. I tried to understand the usage pattern of this product. My objective was to learn from him so that I can pitch the same idea to other large hotels in different parts of India and make a lot of money out of it. This is what he told me in his Western accent. He said, "We quite like your diamond cuts. We want our customers to have a unique experience. We wanted to serve it as a bar snack." Bar snack? I didn't know about a thing called bar snack. I was confused. Can I sell bar snack? Can I sell my product as a bar snack to him? Not sure. I came out. On the way back, I talked to my cousins. We debated. On one side, I had this huge order, which was solving my immediate problem and showing me a way going forward. Other side, I had my values. My values was conflict with my ethics. My values was conflict with my business interest. We debated. We looked at both sides of this decision. And finally, we decided to drop this order.
Wow.
I called up the chef and I apologized to him. He shouted at me, but I kept the phone down. I kept the phone down and I felt like crying. I felt like crying not because I lost this order. I felt like crying because the Almighty God gave me the courage to take the toughest decision in the most difficult time in my life. Courage to take such tough decisions helped us to create the strong brand that we're today.
Completely agree with you. Sorry. Now, with all these struggles and everything, how could you manage your work life and your family life?
I don't think I have a magic wagon. I am also trying to learn. You should probably teach us how to do it, Saleem. we should learn from you.
Okay, good. I think you're blessed with a very very good parents and probably very nice wife and kids actually. So that's why you could be so successful. And may Allah bless you same way till through.
I have.
Who's one?
I have been successful. Maybe go ahead, Saleem.
Sorry, go ahead. You're saying something, please.
No, so go ahead. I'll take this question and then probably.
Okay, sorry. Who's one person that have inspired you the most?
I think this is what I wanted to answer in the previous question, but it is the right question at the right time.
Oh, Oh my God. Okay.
What a coincidence.
Yes.
I've been successful because my parents struggled. My parents skipped 2 meals a day to educate me. Whatever I've gained in my life, it's all because of my parents. If a coolie like my dad can manage to take me to this level, I think all of us can do wonders in the world. I don't think I have any better inspiration than my dad.
Yeah. Agree. Sorry, I became emotional. You've received a lot of awards in your career with ID specifically. Which one do you think is your most favorite, the best one that you keep it very dear to your heart?
Let me share a story again, and I will link with it. As I told you, I was very poor in studies, and I did my engineering. And after engineering, I had written a GATE exam, and I had good GATE score for the MS. But unfortunately, my financial situation was weak. I couldn't go for my higher studies. So when I came back to India, I wanted to pursue my higher studies. And Salim, if you remember correctly, I think I had mentioned you that time itself, right? I want to pursue my studies. I want to go back to maybe IIT, do my MS. So this was in the year 2003 time. I went for a picnic, a family picnic, to a place called Benakatta in Bangalore. Benakatta is around 30-35 kilometers from the center of the city. Out there, there's a very interesting, very good, zoo, national park. So we went for a family picnic. On the way, I saw this beautiful campus called IIM Bangalore. It's a beautiful campus. You will fall in love with the campus. It's in the center of the city, and you will not miss it. I wanted to enter the campus and see the campus, but I didn't know anyone in the campus. And somehow I didn't have the courage to go and talk to security to get permission to enter the campus. But that day I made up my mind that I will enter this campus one day in my life, inshallah. I came back, determined myself that I want to enter this campus one day. I practiced for 2 years every day after my morning prayers for 2 hours every day. I then managed to get into IIM Bangalore. I not only got into IIM Bangalore, last year, IIM awarded me the youngest distinguished alumni in the history of IIM Bangalore in front of my parents. That was probably the best thing to achieve in my life.
I could not disagree with you. I could not disagree with you. Good. Very happy to hear that, actually. And your parents would have been very proud of you seeing that achievement.
My dad was proud to see my name engraved on the IIMB Wall of Fame.
Yeah, I've seen that photos also that you have shared with me, actually. I think great achievement, actually. Determination. Now, since coming back to your business, which is related to food and beverage, and me, I'm also linked to food and beverage in a way. Preservatives is something that people normally talk about in in the food and beverage business. Small quantity of beverage here and there, preservatives here and there, nobody would notice it. Why didn't you use that? And you struggled a lot, and you did a lot of research to bring up a product with a lot of hard work and effort. Why didn't you take that route?
Salim, that is not true, right? Who said no one is watching? If I add a little bit of preservatives, I could save crores of rupees per month. Nobody will notice it except the Almighty God.
Agree.
That's more important to me than business. I have to meet him after a few years or a few days. I have to be prepared for it.
Precisely. Yeah. Okay. In the interest of the time, because we have other, but the topic as well that we need to, I wanted to, have, very short, rapid fire questions, probably 3 or 4.
Sure, Salim.
I want you to answer in quick succession, in the intro, for the audiences to know what do you think and how do you think.
Inshallah, we'll try.
What keeps you inspired the whole day, and particularly on a bad day?
My customers. Because
what is success?
I am touching the life of million people on a
particular day.
On a daily basis with healthy food. That's my inspiration.
What is success? Defined by Mustafa.
I don't think I have a definition of success. I've learned the definition of success from Quran. And this is what it says. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to Arabic part of it, but then I'll summarize for the benefit of everyone. The one who purifies his inner self will become successful in this world and the world hereafter. The one who corrupts will become a failure in both the worlds. That is my definition of success. And I think that should be definition of success for everyone.
Everyone. I agree. Wealth or fame? Which one? Why?
Salim, making money is not difficult. Making money without compromising values is tough. But then making money without compromising values and thereby using it for the right cause is what gives me happiness.
Okay. You said you got your first salary. What did you buy in your first salary?
A Zodiac shirt, white color shirt.
Oh.
There's a reason behind it. You want me to talk about it? There's a reason behind it.
Tell me, please.
During my school days, I had only one pair of dress. And that too will get torn by the year end. By the time exams appear. During those days, I had met a collector who had come to a village, and he was using a white color shirt and a black trouser. I told myself that I want to buy the shirt whenever I get my first salary that day.
Oh my God! Oh.
I had a dream during those days. Maybe I'll take that. During those days, and I thought I will become a collector one day in my life. And that's the reason I took first group in my +2 or pre-degree, because somehow I thought if I take first group I become a collector. That was my understanding at that time.
Okay.
In the village, somehow that was my perception. Later I learned that it's not easy, especially for a person like me who didn't have a GK. It was almost impossible to get into civil service. I didn't give up. 2 years ago, I know it was too late in my career. I know that. I made up my mind that I could not achieve it, but I want somebody else to achieve it on my behalf. So we have identified 420 students now from different parts of the villages, and we are coaching them to become civil servants one day in future.
That's so nice of you, and may Almighty bless you with many more such interests and achievements. Mashallah, very good, very good. So in the interest of the time, I'll put end to the rapid fire questions. Now we'll move on to our topic of discussion, successfully managing businesses in challenging conditions. I'll again keep this interactive and we'll keep it very short
Sure, Saleem.
in the benefit of the business owners and entrepreneurs who are with us on the in the panel today, in the meeting today. COVID is a mantra these days. I have a view, COVID is like an event, a cycle that happens every 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 8 years, whatever it is. As long as people know how to manage, adapt themselves, I think they can come out of it. But the global economy got hit big time because of COVID, but I think we all will come out from it very successfully. Considering this situation, what are your thoughts about the future of the existing businesses and how they should transform or adapt, and new startups or new businesses to be started? What do you think?
Saleem, if somebody is giving you advice on, about COVID and a post-COVID world, you should not take it, because no one knows what's going to be the future, to be frank.
Good.
But I can only share some of my thoughts, which has to be taken with a pinch of salt. Right? These are my thoughts based on, this is what I've learned in the last few months, as well as, my thoughts based on the past experience of a similar crisis. In 2009, we had a similar crisis, not to this extent, but then that time, world has seen very, very innovative business ideas coming through, like Uber, like your Airbnb, right?
BNB.
So I believe world will be a better place after COVID, because we'll see a lot of innovative ideas, innovative businesses coming through to solve world's problems. Zoom is just one of them, I believe. Coming to India, there's a lot of negative sentiments against China. Probably this is the best opportunity for us to position ourselves as world's best manufacturing hub. So I think we will see a better India post-COVID. Coming to my state, Kerala. Kerala have been very successful in managing COVID and positioning ourselves as the brand Kerala for the world, for addressing healthcare issues. Probably there's a great opportunity for smart businesses like healthcare, like organic food, like an ID tender coconut to come to the world from Kerala. Coming to businesses, I've learned a lot during the last few months, 5 months. I think I've learned more than what I've learned in the last 10 years. I've learned to do more with less. I repeat, I've learned to do more with less. I've learned to become more innovative in businesses. What I strongly believe is businesses had a lot of mistakes which will get corrected during this time. Coming to individuals, I've been staying with my parents for 5 months, eating 5 meals a day.
Wow.
First time after my school days.
Quite a long gap.
I was able to spend more time with my parents, with my family. And I have become closer to the Almighty God. I'm sure He loves me more these days. I'm sure I love Him more these days. So I think we will become better human beings. I've learned a lot during this COVID time. There are things that money can't buy for you. There are things beyond your control. I've learned that. I've learned to become innovative and smart ways of doing business. So overall, I think post-COVID, you will see a much better world.
I hope so.
Let me show you one such innovative thing that we've done in the last 3 months during COVID.
Please. Please.
So let me tell you the background of the problem. So in Mumbai, there were lockdown and containment zones, right? Shops were closed. Customers started reaching out to us directly, asking us to deliver at their homes. We were not comfortable going to the homes because of safety issues. And moreover, we didn't have the bandwidth, and even we were struggling with the staff. But then we came up with a very interesting solution. We thought we will deliver at the security gate. The Residents Welfare Association can consolidate the order, give it to us. We deliver at the security gate, and they could pick it up from there. But how about cash collection? Cash handling is again critical, right? Reconciliation. When we go there, they have to be around. So all those problems are there. That's when we thought a very innovative business idea. Same business, but we twisted the game. We put a different angle to it. And it became one of our best business idea ever in the history of ID.
Okay.
You will wonder what it is. Let me play the video for you. It's a 1-minute video. Please watch this.
Please do share.
Can you make me a co-host?
Malik, can you allow him to share the video?
Make me a co-host.
Yeah. Malik, are you there?
You can share it. You can share it.
No, please make me a co-host. Then only
I make you as a host, actually. There is a host.
No, I'm not. I'm not a co-host.
Oh, I think
there is
you're
some
not
technical
able to do.
I make you as a host.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, 1 second. Let me just try now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this works.
Works.
Can you see this screen?
Yeah.
Let me just play this video for you. This is our new business. Sorry.
You know, history has taught us that trust can always keep people together. See, as my community's welfare manager, I collect everyone's orders, get daily needs delivered, follow up on payments. It's a lot of maths. But I was a history teacher. One day, ID came to deliver their delicious products. And we said, yes, of course. But orders, payments, they said, uncle, we want your community to enjoy our food first. We know they will pay later. We trust them. No one is checking the payments? Lost making business, I thought. No, because there is nothing more profitable than selling goodness. Many years from now, they will teach that in the history class. Trust me.
ID, Trust Shop Deliveries, delivering goodness with trust.
Wow.
It's such a simple product,
Yeah.
but doing great job for us. And this message.
Clear message. Good. Thanks for sharing this video, Mustafa. It was very nice. Trust is everything, be it with the family, between friends, and in this world. Future, we know future is unknown, unpredictable, and it is imperfect. How do you think and plan, strategize your business? And what would be your advice to the business owners and the entrepreneurs?
Again, Saleem, I mean, I have my limited knowledge. I think everyone in the world has limited knowledge about the COVID. But few things I think probably which is going to be true is you will see a different normal after COVID. We're not going to go back to the old world. We need new solutions for the new world. Your old solutions, old businesses won't work in the new world. So this is the best time to be innovative. This is the best time for you to come up with very, very innovative product and solve world's problems. So my sincere request to all of you is, of course, you know about the basics of business in terms of cash is the king, right? Ensure that, don't extend credit and all of them. I'm not getting into that, but focus on innovation. Innovation is the only way to build a strong brand and to stay ahead of competition. Innovate. And innovation is easy. Innovation, you don't need a PhD to innovate. You only need common sense to innovate. Which is reducing dangerously these days. Common sense is the most uncommon word in the world these days.
Correct.
Do you want to see a couple of innovations that we have done at ID recently?
Please.
I can, if time permits, I can play some 1 minute video each. Or
Please, go ahead.
So let me just show you a couple of innovations that we have done in ID. In the interest of time, I'm not going to talk about it, but quickly.
Yeah.
At ID, we've always looked around for
Can you hear me? Can you see this?
Yeah, we can see. Just play.
At ID, we've always looked around for food problems to
This is no ordinary snack, a South Indian specialty. It's a favorite in homes across India, but its circular cylindrical shape and donut-like hole make it fairly difficult to prepare at homes. It needs the expert hands of grandmas and aunts or even restaurant cooks. Not anymore. ID decided to turn its attention on this age-old problem and transform the complex art of vada making into a science for everyone. And the key ingredient? Common sense. A path-breaking little big invention. The spout that shapes batter into vadas with the hole. And that's it. Squeeze, shape, cut, fry. Handmade, but with no mess, no stress. Just delicious, crispy vadas. ID, maker of India's favorite batters and fresh food, presents Vada Batter in a pack that shapes batter into vadas. Now, everybody can vada.
So this is one of the innovations that we have done, which has become a case study at our business school, by the way.
Yeah.
At ID, we've always looked around for food problems.
Okay. So before I go here, let me quickly ask you, Saleem, what is the best way to innovate?
What is the best way to innovate?
Yeah. You have been asking lots of questions for the last 1 hour.
Think yourself.
Okay. So let me tell you my version of the answer. Look around. Look around, identify customer problems, and then use common sense to solve it. Sometimes when you look around, you may not be able to identify a problem. Then you look up. You get to see humble, tender coconut. Innovate. So watch this video.
Solve. This time we looked up. The tender coconut, a tough nut full of guesswork. Maybe it's time you stop buying them without knowing what you're getting. It's time for coconuts with KYC. Thanks to science and a common sense statistical model, here is ID Smart Sip Tender Coconut with KYC. Know your coconut without opening it. It's hygienic, light and portable, and easy. Feel to drink, push to eat. New ID Tender Coconut that's KYC ready. Know Your Coconut.
Marketing also plays an important role in innovation. Play with the banking terminology called KYC.
Correct. Yeah. I was about to say that and you said that.
The last one, part of the innovation, and South Indian breakfast is incomplete without idli, dosa, vada, ID filter coffee, and a coconut chutney.
Okay.
Right? But then making coconut chutney is very tough. It gets spoiled within a couple of hours. But let me show you how we can help you to make coconut chutney at home. Watch this.
Finally, some news that's not fake. ID presents the world's best packaging for grated coconut. The coconut, grated in the shell for that unmistakable flavor. Hygiene sealed for just grated juicy freshness. ID grated coconut. It's coconut in a coconut.
Saleem, as you can see here, you don't need PhD to innovate.
That is true.
So
Common
focus on
sense.
that's my message.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing this. And it has been, great seeing them actually. I know the vada bit. The other ones are new to me and it's great. Now, I've seen your unique trust model that you showed. And this, even now in COVID, and I think you've done it before also in the earlier days. And trust is one of your, big success of ID and its business. Whom do you consider as your main stakeholders in the business?
I think it has to be an ecosystem completely. Your team, your customers, your what do you call nature, your investors. All of them plays different roles. But at the end of the day, role of a businessman is to solve customer problem.
Correct.
Right. I think that answers your question.
Agreed. Now, another interesting question. You've been living with your parents, for 5 months away from Bangalore amid this COVID situation. What are all the challenges that you faced in ID? How did you manage to tackle them sitting remotely?
There were a lot of challenges. Employees didn't want to go to work. We were not getting raw material, right? Police officers were asking us to close, shut down the factory. But then, it was easy decision for us to shut the shop, sit at home, and save more money. But then, this is the time our customers need us the most. All of them want to eat food. But then if we are not supporting them during this difficult time, they wouldn't need us during the other times. So we thought we have a duty to this world. We have a duty to our citizens. Just think of a policeman declining to go to a right place, feared of his life. Right? So he is not serving the nation. Similarly, in our case as well, we thought we have a duty, and our duty to serve the nation in the difficult times. So as a team, we decided we will fight it. We will make sure that we service the nation during this difficult time. So first thing that we did was align the team. Align the team for a purpose, not for money. Because if you had taken money route, we would never have been successful. It was easy thing for me to give them, some, attendance incentive and ask them to work. We didn't take that route. We said, it is easy for us to close the shop. Should we stop or should we fight? Should we support our customers during this difficult time? And all of them said, yes, we should support. That is it. So I think the first thing is align the team. But even if the team is aligned, their family won't be. Then we established a connection and a communication with the family. We started communicating with them. I started writing with them directly in their own local language. Right?
Wow.
That worked. We've taken all the precautions, safety precautions. We trained an employee. We train them on a regular basis. But most importantly, we have learned to do more with less. We have cut down unnecessary expenses. We have cut down non-productive, and not moving products. We cut down some of the stores where we're not making money. We've cut down, customers who are not paying us on time. We've taken a lot of corrective action. And I think my business is much better today than pre-COVID. Some of the products we are doing very well. In fact, just for information, in the last 10, 11 months, we have doubled our revenue in Dubai. Literally doubled.
Wow.
For a product like wheat paratha, which is my personal favorite, we have seen almost a 3 times growth for a product like wheat paratha. So my point is, focus on basics. Establish right code with your employees and with your shareholders and with your customers. And do everything for a purpose. Money is just byproduct of it. It works.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Complete.
We have proven that.
Completely agree with you. Thank you, Mustafa. I do have a lot of questions to ask, but in the interest of the time, I'll have to stop here.
Since you asked me about this one, right? About the time I spend with my family. I also wanted to share.
Family, yes.
Yeah, I know. With my
please.
mom, I wanted to share this quick experience with you. This was in, I think, March last week. We were having lunch and we were chatting during the lunch time. And I had almost finished my lunch. We were sitting on the dining table. That's where you need to imagine the situation. And myself, my mom, and my dad. So we had a good time. So I casually asked my mom about one person called Itta. I used to call her Itta. Itta means what? Akachi, right?
Akachi, sister.
Yeah. Not sister. What's what do you call what do you call elder ones?
Okay. The elder than you.
No, elder sister. What do you call?
Elder sister Akka.
Akka. Okay. So we call Itta.
Akachi is Akka.
Akka. So
okay.
we call Itta. But Itta used to work with us 10 years ago. 8 to 10 years ago. And she was a widow. And she had a special kid as well. So I casually asked my mom, how is she doing? How is she managing the situation? Because COVID was worrying for everyone, right? So my mom immediately called Itta and talked to her, and she was okay. She was doing everything. But I casually asked my mom, can I talk to her? I talked to her and she said salam and all, and we were casually chatting, and I casually asked her, Itta bhashnam gaicho? Means, did you eat?
You had food.
Yeah. She started crying.
Oh my God.
She started crying, not because she didn't have a food. She already had lunch, and she had food kit left for the next 1 month. But she started crying because she felt there is someone thinking about her. She felt there is someone to fall back, someone caring for her. This moment that we both will never forget in our life. I want to share the story with the world. I talked to my team, and I asked my team to come up with a innovative campaign along these lines, right, to pass a right message to the world. So my team came with a very beautiful campaign called Khanakaya. Khanakaya has been a beautiful campaign for a longer period. This time we came with a very interesting campaign called Khanakaya. Let me play that video for you, and show you how it works.
Please.
Can you see it? 1 second.
Yeah, it just came and went.
1 second. So this is a 1 minute video. Please watch.
Hello?
Hello, ma'am. Sunil here. 10th B, 2005 batch. Sunil Kumar.
Ah, yes. Sunil Kumar. How are you, beta?
Fine, ma'am. And you?
I'm okay. Managing. Are you okay?
Actually, thought of the day when you saw me hungry and drinking water from the tap. You never let me go hungry after that. And your words brought love and comfort to me. It's my turn now, ma'am. खाना खाया क्या?
When mom asks you khana khaya, she means I love you. But when you ask someone khana khaya, it means you remember. You care. You're sharing the love of a mother. So call your elderly neighbors, your colleagues, friends, and family. Let them know you care.
Wow. Wow, Mustafa.
Interestingly, my dream was to share this to at least a few thousands of people about the story. And we ended up sharing with 4 crore people.
Millions. I know. Excellent. It's the right way to pass a message, and particularly a message which you have experienced yourself and you want to pass it on to the world. Great. I think we want to see many more like this from ID to the world. Thank you, Mustafa. And in the interest of the time, I'd like to thank you, Mustafa, for your valuable thoughts and your experiences that you shared, and they're very wise experiences. And to me and to the lovely guests who took their time and stayed with us all this time. Now I would request our treasurer, Mr. Sagai Fernando, to summarize, and then we will open the floor for Q&A for 15 minutes. If you could, Mustafa, assign the host back to, we have a technical difficulty. The second co-host is not working. Just if you could assign it back to Malik Ibrahim or myself, and I'll reassign, no issue. Thank you, Mr. Mr. Sagai. Malik, are you there?
Yes, unmuted.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Sagai. Please.
Elorukum Miniya Malai Vanakkam. Very good evening to all who joined in the Tamil Arab Business Forum's Business Series presentation. Thank you, Mr. Saleem. Thank you, Mr. C Mustafa. It's full of emotions. Pleasure's Mind got an opportunity to summarize your inspirational experiences shared with us. Many of us must be knowing the topic, since we are business guys, industry disruptions. Industry disruption is just not start from the mind alone in your own way. It actually starts from the belly. Fire in the belly. What gives the fire in the belly is actually hunger. And the food burns and transforms into energy for the mind. Now, during the interview, I have seen and listened a couple of your interviews, and even today also you mentioned that breakfast is a luxury. I think that is where your belly, fire on the belly has started, if I'm not mistaken. You're a computer engineer. You're also very well aware of something that if the computer doesn't start in the day, what will happen? Likewise, a breakfast is something that makes everyone's day. I think the luxury, what you thought, was perfectly right. And you focused on branding the ID Fresh, which is full of emotions. And everybody talks about industry disruptions. And you went into, of course, you're an IIM alumni, went into kitchen disruption. Is the most highlighted one in the recent sophisticated lifestyle. A computer engineer or electronic engineer or anybody who can do excellent job in the office. Obviously, when it comes to kitchen, everybody has to learn every day. So you, Mr. Mustafa, is modern day Colonel Sanders. Needless to say that. ID success, it is just not a concept or idea. It is implementation that makes the difference. The major challenge is how to reach the people, where mobility became the people, inevitable at the moment. You believe the problem in the kitchen will easily make a smile on the dining table, and of course that, improved quality of life and peace of mind. During today's conversation, I got to understand 4 cries. Actually, we are really crying for happiness. And everybody knows, needless to say, when a baby born, mother cries. And your first cry, what I heard is from you, is your first month's salary, which your own, dad couldn't believe it. And the second cry, a big decision you made for an unethical business expansion, which is phenomenal. I yet to see a businessman who thinks in that kind of a, thinking. I haven't come across, although I have crossed half a century, definitely I haven't come across someone who made a decision based on unethical business expansion. In today's world, what you said unethical is not unethical in today's world. But the definition, what you're trying to change in terms of business, it is phenomenal. The third cry, what you mentioned is, when your parents were crying, the time when you got your diploma from IIM, that's, mind-boggling. The fourth cry is something, khana khaya. It's, it's really touching. And your business is the business with your building with emotions, which is basically you're going back to the basics. A bird, how it's feeding its, kids. And today, the parents are thinking that my son wanted to be an engineer, my son wanted to be a, doctor or so on, but the basic ethics, quality, value system, probably, we need to do it more. And definitely your presentation or your conversation today make us to rethink the same thing. And the holy war you mentioned about, I don't pay interest, I don't take interest, which is something I'm not very sure how many businesses could able to run this kind of situations or this kind of scenarios. Obviously, cash is the king. Yeah. And in terms of COVID, no one knows about the future. Live, it's somebody said, live for the present moment. Don't keep thinking about tomorrow. Let tomorrow take care of itself. World will be the better place after the COVID. I strongly believe that. You learn more during the less time during the COVID. Probably what you have learned and what you have nourished, what your parents taught you, your gurus taught you, you could able to, rewind and redefine the business needs or what you wanted to give it to your customers. This is the right time. And I'm really impressed with your delivery model, what you have done in Mumbai, which is actually a news to me. I haven't come across that, even the ad. This is the first time I've seen the ad. And definitely in the COVID situation, we will go back, and your innovations, even childhood times, I used to think about how they are making a hole in the water. It's unbelievable. Yeah? You made that hole very simple. Probably your engineering experience or your logical way of thinking, lie down and look up must have given you the thoughts. So it is very simple. If people wanted to innovate, don't discuss, don't do a group discussions, boardroom discussions, just lie down, relax, look up, you will get, may Almighty will give you the knowledge and wisdoms, and of course, it will take you further for your developments and so on. And with that, I conclude. Once again, thank you very much for the inspirational words and very emotional words. And I take this opportunity to thank people who join in our Tamil Business Forums, business series presentations. Thank you very much.
Now we'll Q&A, Malik.
Yeah, thank you, Treasurer Sagai. I have some questions posted on personally and on the group. So before
So
that,
we can go on to Q&A, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, before that one, I would like to address also for Mr. Sagai, as he said, the holy war is paying interest or not paying interest. Actually, when PC, we call him as a PC, Mustafa, came to Saudi Arabia a couple of years back, he mentioned this one. It was inspiration, and I am in the same line of thoughts, and I'm doing the business. I'm not paying interest, and I'm not taking interest on the business point of view. And what I'm getting it, I'm successful on that one. So it is only a blessing, and you need to have the commitment. So this is the key thing to do the business interest-free, riba-free, live riba-free. Thanks again for the inspiration.
Can I add a point there?
Please.
Interest is a trap.
Exactly. Yeah, you are absolutely right.
You're not able to come out of it. And by the way, it's not easy.
You're absolutely right. It comes in a different forms, but people tend to fall into the trap, as you say. It's a trap. So once you fell into the trap, then only we know that one and how much we suffer, how much we lose our things. These are the things. I have many stories. Even you guys are rags to riches, and I have a story about those who do business from riches to rags. So maybe this is another session. So you continue to inspire. You should continue to inspire.
What I was going to tell you was, it is not easy. Some people think it is easy. It is not.
Exactly.
You need to be prepared for it.
Exactly.
You have to be prepared, part of the holy war. Which means every moment you might get killed in the war.
Yeah, true.
Every second you have to be careful.
Exactly.
Right. So that's the kind of attention. That's the kind of courage you need to do. You need to have to take this war. Welcome to the world.
Exactly.
Yeah. Already, sorry, apologies for the attendees. We are already very late, and I couldn't stop Mustafa, speaking because it was so inspirational and so motivational. And thank you very much, everyone, for the patience.
Just only a few questions. It is from Dr. Dilshad. What was the strong point which you motivate to leave a good job from Samba and left to India to do business?
So I think I mentioned that initially. I had a very cushy job, but then I thought I should do something before I leave this world to meet the Almighty God. I want to leave something for for the next generations, right? Something good for the other generation, the generation to come. And that's the reason I decided to quit that well-paid job and started selling idli on the street.
Yeah, that's a real thing, actually. Thank you. And another question from Mr. Babar Ali. What kind of challenges you faced during this period for securing ingredients for your production?
During the COVID time?
Yeah.
So we used to buy rice from Tamil Nadu and dal from Madhya Pradesh. And during this time, during the lockdown period, everything was closed. Borders were closed. We were not getting rice and dal. But then we managed with local products available. And we also played with our ingredient, our mixes to manage the situation. It was not easy. Initial period was tough.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. There is one more question. It is from our one of the members who have innovate ideas but fail to success. What do you suggest on this one?
Never give up. If you're passionate about something, go ahead. Never give up. You need to be highly focused. When I said highly focused, let me also give you what I meant by highly focused. You would have seen the Discovery Channel or Animal Planet channel, right, where a cheetah is chasing a zebra. So cheetah would eye a zebra. It chases the zebra. After some time, zebra gets tired, and the other zebras in the herd come and try to protect the zebra and try to come in between the original zebra and cheetah. Cheetah knows it's a trap, right? But cheetah knows that if I try to run behind this new zebra, I will lose both.
Yeah, exactly.
Cheetah will ensure that it eyes the first zebra and chase that particular zebra to death. That is the kind of focus we need to have in business as well. You need to be highly focused. And you need to have patience. It took us 9 months to sell 100 packets. Today, we serve 55,000 kg or 50,000 kg every day. It didn't happen in 1 year. It took us time.
That's really you need to have a commitment and focus on everything. There is another question from Sanaullah. He's asking your suggestion to open a retail online store, meat store. what is your suggestion? I know it's very large perspective, but they want to have some light on this.
I'm not sure, but I can probably give just two tips. One, we are going to be seeing a new world, a new normal, right? So whatever it makes life easy for a customer in the new world is something you need to focus on. Now, based on my experience, we have seen almost 3 times growth in e-commerce in the last 4 or 5 months. I think there's a huge opportunity for online platforms. This is the time.
There was one specific question. It goes like this. The content is like this. What is your investment plan in terms of revenues or expansion, or how you expand your business from your revenues?
So we do have an investor. Azim Premji has invested 150 crores in ID, and we are a cash positive. We are a profitable business. We start making money from day one, and we still make profit. We don't give credit. We do business on cash and carry model, because if you start giving credit, it's a trap. You will fall into the trap of interest. We said no. Not everybody is my customer. I don't want to fall in the trap of interest. Hence, I don't want credit business. So we focused on profitability and cash flow from day one. So today we have enough fund with us to expand the business. We are soon expanding in different parts of the world. Hopefully, in the next 3 months, you will see us in Saudi as well.
There's another question. What is your suggestion for business like seed funding, venture capital, or private equity? How do you really focus on that one? What is your real suggestion for a new startup?
So 2 points. One, 99% of the business that I came across doesn't need funding. People think funding is the way to run a business. Funding is being measured as a success criteria for a business. It is not. Success of business lies in running a business without compromising values, running a business without taking investments. Because if you're able to prove a business and make it, or without compromising values, or without that is profitable business. In the case of ID, we took money after 7 successful years of running profitable businesses. We took money only for expansion to newer cities. Coming to the question, I'm not sure about what kind of business that they're running. I can tell you, I mentor around 15 startups now. I come across many startups. Many think that getting investment is the biggest challenge. It's not. Getting the product right, getting the business right is the biggest issue. We get it wrong most of the time. If you get your business right, investors will come running behind you. You don't have to go behind the investor. What I've learned is investors don't invest in the business. They invest in you. So they look at your values, they look at your clarity of mind, they look at your business model, they look at your proven track record, then invest in the business.
So ideally, your ethic is the branding.
No, product, of course, is important.
Yeah.
Product, your track record, as well as values.
That's very sweet of you. And there are some queries about how we can franchise your product in their hometown. Of course, it's one of your friend asked. So, ex-colleague.
Who was that?
Mr. Hassan.
Naimul Hassan.
I see some of friends in the group here. Did you share with them as well?
Yeah, of course.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
we lost you, Mustafa. We're having some disturbances in your.
Kind of,
We have our own distribution network across 4 cities. What can you hear? Hello.
yeah. Can you proceed, please? Hello. Network is.
We lost you.
Can you hear me?
But your video is frozen.
Yeah. Please proceed with your audio, Mr. Mustafa.
Okay. So network in most of the cities that we operate, we don't have a franchisee model as on today, but we might consider that in future.
Okay. Also, there are some questions about how we can take it in other expansion programs across the globe. So, is the people can contact you directly, or yeah.
If is interested, can put in a request on our website, and my team will take it forward. There's in our website there is a section called Contact Us. You can contact us during the website when using the website.
I think I'll take another 2 questions with one quote from. I mean, it's not a quote; it's one note from one of the attendees. He said, "I have never used your product, but all the videos and your speech was so inspirational that made me tears." So I think this is how you won the hearts, not with your products. I think you won the hearts with your ethics and values and. More of your self-disciplined way. This is credibility that you have built across the years, and still people remembering you from the bottom of the heart. TCM, even from Samba ex-colleagues, I can see from a lot of people are appreciating your effort and your humbleness. That is the most innovative thing. I mean, I would say that is the top of your character. This really may give Almighty give you a lot of blessing and give you a good health, inshallah. And there is one more question from another gentleman, Khalid. He's asking, would you go anytime on public?
He meant, whether or do you have any plans of making ID public? Too early.
Do you want to invest? But,
No. People are really wanted to share. I mean, take your participate in.
They want to be part of your journey.
Exactly.
We might.
Okay, good.
I think that's all, Saleem. We have right now the questions. So thank you very much for the great opportunity and time. And over to you, Saleem.
Okay. Thank you.
Over to Jawahar, our executive director. He will deliver the
vote of thanks.
Vote of thanks. Jawahar, please unmute yourself and speak. Can you unmute yourself? Yeah,
it is being done now. Good evening to all. Thank you very much for your time and efforts in attending this TAB meeting. And first of all, I would like to thank Mr. C Mustafa, who made a very inspirational and emotional attachment to all of us. And we wish your business should grow more by the basic ethics and values that you are incorporating in the business. And it is very good information to all of us who was willing to do business or who are doing business. Your values and ethics will definitely move with everyone. And we thank you for your time and your precious experience sharing with us. It is really thank to you, Mr. Mustafa. Thanks to Mr. Saleem for having a great job in bringing Mr. PC Mustafa for this forum and introducing to everyone here. And thanks to Mr. Shahul and Mr. Malik and Mr. Naushat and Mr. Shagai for their extraordinary efforts in arranging this function. And thanks to all the participants who has contributed their time. And definitely this kind of programs will help you. And going forward, I expect more programs from TAB, and we will deliver whatever is expected to the community and the society. Thank you very much. Thanks to all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jawahar. Thank you.
One last question.
Thank
Can
you
I?
for this wonderful opportunity.
Yeah.
Thank you, Salim. Thank you again for this wonderful opportunity.
One last
God bless you all.
Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can
I
you
can
one
hear
last
you.
question, please? What
Yeah,
is
please,
ID?
Ma.
The
Abbreviation of ID.
abbreviation of ID.
Thank you all again. ID stands for identity.
That's
Some people think it is India. That's fine. As long as they remember my brand name, I'm fine with it. ID stands for. Thank you again for this wonderful.
Thank you very much, C Mustafa.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
One important advice before we leave: don't forget, keep eating idli every day.
Sorry, all. And I became a little bit emotional in the middle, and I told you, because when I hear Mustafa's experiences and story, I will get emotional. And I got emotional when you talked about your father, which I replicate.
That's really
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And advanced Independence Day wish.
Yeah.
Happy Independence Day wishes. Thank you. Happy Independence Day. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.